and them, man.
Yeah, they can see your face now.
Godfather and them, man.
Baby,
You made us indulge them. I'll be happy now.
Thank you.
Where's my phone? Is it my bag? My phone is in my bag. Okay, let's go. Oh my God.
Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Welcome to my page, and thank you so much for watching. Waiting they happen, waiting they sup, my people. So this video that you guys are watching is basically like the video came out, and thanks to Cutie Joes for posting it. I found this on Cutie Joes, and so the video is really giving some Tubaba followers cause for concern. And there are so many people in the comments who are questioning his state of mind. Okay, there are people wondering what's really going on, and the usual suspect now, the usual things. And so we're gonna go over some of what is being said. So reportedly, Tubaba was seen with Natasha Irobosa, Honorable Natasha Irobosa. Seriously, when does this Honorable Natasha, when does she even get to work, really? That's the question that I want people to be asking. When does she get to perform her duty as a lawmaker in Edo? Because it just seems to me like whenever we see her, she's always jet setting somewhere with Tubaba, and it makes me wonder really when does she ever work? But anyways, this video obviously has brought so many people, has raised concerns, and people are questioning what's going on. And then also there's Jaruma there. There's Jaruma, there's Tubaba, and there is Natasha. Already the fact that Jaruma is even there, for me, is already problematic enough, because Jaruma is, number one, an attention seeker, and Jaruma is also very problematic. And the fact that she's even linking up with Tubaba kind of tells you the kind of, because ordinarily Tubaba would not hang out with people like this, but maybe he will. I don't know, because people will be disappointing, people will be surprising you, honestly. But yeah, it's interesting to me how Jaruma is there, and Jaruma is the so-called Kayamata seller, and she has been in some issues before, even with Regina Daniels and Regina Daniels' husband, when she was subsequently detained in police custody for a while. Okay, so that one happened some years ago. But it's always so interesting to me that Jaruma always looks so unkept. She always looks so unkept. It's interesting that somebody who brags so much about having this immense wealth and having all this money, and her kayamata that she sells to people, is able to make somebody become a trophy wife or whatever. But she's not able to do that for herself. I don't know, maybe she's low-key about her money. I don't know, but if she's low-key about her money, why is she bragging about how much money she has all the time? Like, do you see where I'm going with this? But anyways, back to Tubaba. He was spotted with Natasha, and they are having the time of their lives. They are in Abuja. And my only question, at least my first question, I'm sure there's going to be more questions that I have, but my first question is, Shebi Tubaba Mama don't see him. I wonder what became of the case. I wonder what became of the case that Tubaba Mama filed, okay, petitioning EFCC to look into his son's disappearance, a grown man who decided that he was going to leave, because society is so used to blaming the woman for everything and blaming the woman for everything. And even as we react to some of the pictures some of the comments, you actually see that same sentiment echoed in some of the comments that people were leaving about how, oh, this man, Annie packaged this man, to Baba come, what's her name? Natasha come, Natasha can't do this and do that. Nobody ever holds men accountable in our society. It's always the woman's fault. No matter what they do, they will find a way to maneuver the whole thing back to the situation being the woman's fault. So let's go over some of the comments. I don't really want to be here for long. So somebody commented and said, a woman will raise you so high that society won't have a choice but to follow in the raising. But once the woman is out of the picture, you get to see what she has been packaging. You get to see what she's been packaging isn't as high as she made it seem. Respect women. On one hand, this is one of those situations where it has like I have conflicting response to this. On one hand, yes, I absolutely believe, because this is embedded in our culture where a woman will hype, hype, hype. A woman will package and repackage her husband and make him out to be something that he really isn't. Okay, there are a lot of women who are breadwinners in our society, but they will package it because they want you to respect their husband. They will package it in a way that and sell you this bogus cockamamie story about how their husband is the breadwinner, that whatever it is that they are making from their job or their business or whatever is just them supporting, but the man is the main breadwinner. It is only later, when things are no longer good between them and the men, that some of them will come out and talk about how they were the one who were basically the breadwinner in the family. So yeah, our society is very guilty of that. Especially women in our society, they will package their husband because they don't want you to disrespect their husband. They want you to see their husband as somebody who's very capable. And so they package and they ascribe and credit him for whatever good life that they are living, you know, and claim that it's the man that is doing it, when in reality, it's not really the man. So I see that being the case. But yeah, so I agree to some extent that a woman will package and package and package, but it's also very obvious. At least it was obvious to me. It has always been obvious to me, but now it's even more obvious to other people that Annie herself was also part of the packaging. Annie was also packaging herself, number one, and she was also packaging to Baba. So they were all engaged in this packaging situation. That's the way I see it, because if you look at them, these are not even the women that Annie impregnated, Tubaba impregnated and all this other stuff. They are not, for me, they are not like high value women. They are not like classy women or whatever. They are, honestly, if I'm being completely honest, okay, maybe upper lower class women, and they're not even middle class. The women that he impregnated. So that also tells you something. It's that it gave me the analogy of, in the land of the blind, the one-eyed man is king. That was that has always been my sentiment when I look at just the women that he impregnated. Anybody, thank God that anybody can impregnate anybody, but they are not exactly high value women, society women with like a lot of means. Yeah, that's just my thing. But they had enough means for him to be attached to them, or wanting to be attached to them, to even procreate with them. Because the way that Tubaba has latched on to Natasha, it's making me feel like Tubaba, even all those women, it was because they were giving him something. There was something that he was benefiting, being in a relationship with all those women. I think I read somewhere all those years ago that Bearer is maybe the one that comes from money somewhat. So anyways, that's a conversation for, I mean, we can have that conversation now, but we can do more later. So, but I do agree with this commenter. So this is Cutie Jules, and she said the squad. She said the squad is complete. Her Royal Highness Natasha and Her Royal Highness Jay, His Royal Highness Innocent. Oh my gosh. They're all Royal Highnesses. That word is like a double, it's not even a double entendre. Like you just know what that word means. Royal Highness. Oh my god. So they all linked up according to Kirejos. They all linked up in Abuja. Again, is this not the man that the mama has been looking everywhere for, petitioning EFCC and everything? I wonder how that worked out for them. Mama just go full herself anyways, but that's life. A mother's love can be blinding, can blind them to not seeing what's actually happening. So somebody commented and said that this person actually tagged Annie Dibia. So this person said, Annie, God bless your heart for holding down all this while. So what they are basically saying is, okay, somebody else commented and said, now Annie, they package this guy. Okay, so there is the same sentiment. If we even go into the comments some more, is the same sentiment with people saying that it was Annie that was, packaging this guy and doing this and doing that. It's very possible that that's the case, but that does not mean that the Annie said she's perfect, because she most certainly wasn't. She herself need packaging of her own. Maybe she did such a good job packaging herself that she was so good at also packaging him as well. you know so somebody there is always that Bible thumper in the comment section that is telling you to come on, that is always bringing God into every equation. Please, so Bible thumpers, don't come for me. So this person said, who says accepting Christ is a scam? He will give you peace of mind. He will take away the lust of the flesh, if not for anything, for the sake of your life here on earth and in heaven. I just thought I should include that, because there is always, like, just look at a trending post. There will always be a number, not even 1, 2, 3. There'll be a number of people with this kind of sentiment, always using every opportunity as an evangelism. I mean, I'm not even mad at that. I'm not even mad at that situation, honestly. It's always funny to me, that's all. So somebody says, in everything that is bad, must this Jaruma be involved? Jaruma is basically the tortoise that is always in stories. Jaruma is the tortoise that never ever, like, there's always a story. She's always there. So somebody said, who's coughing over there? The person must have been on substance. Yeah, I noticed somebody was coughing, and obviously I don't know this to be the case 100%, but it sounded like Jaruma was coughing. Sounded like her. And that worried me too, because the kind of cough that the person was coughing was a really, really weird one. We're going to play it later so that you guys can hear the cough. The cough was definitely concerning, in my opinion anyway. Somebody says, from queen to ghetto queen. Oh my gosh. Listen, this is not even me sticking up for Natasha, okay? This is not me sticking up for Natasha, because personally, I don't like Natasha. And that's just my opinion. But please do not try to make it seem as though Annie Idibia is above Natasha. Come on. Please, can you guys just remember, in your hypocrisy, that Annie, and this is not me mocking, this is just me pointing out facts, okay? As we speak, Annie is in a rehab center. I wouldn't even say allegedly, because, it has been confirmed. But anyway, I'm not saying so allegedly. So allegedly, as we speak, Annie is at a rehab center getting treatment for substance abuse. So can we please stop making it seem as though Two-Face, downgraded, Two Baba went from some type of real queen to get. Can we stop doing that? Can we stop? Because that's not the case at all. Okay. They can say that what's her face, Natasha is on drugs. They can say that Natasha is on whatever substance or whatever, but Annie is as well, allegedly. So what's all this comparison and trying to make her seem like, oh, do you want to talk about behavior? Yeah, Natasha misbehaves and she act like something is definitely not like gelling. Something is definitely happening with her. But so is Annie. Like we've seen her acting like she's jonesing or something. We have seen her voice. We've all listened to her voice or her audio leaked conversation of her just going off, crashing out. Like we have seen those things. We have listened to those conversations. So trying to put Annie above Natasha to me is unrealistic. It's faux pas. Okay. For me, that's not realistic. That's bullshit in my opinion. So both of them are, in my opinion, both of them are ghetto queens. Okay. So let's not do that. Somebody says soon you will hear Natasha's Kayamata. You will hear Natasha's Kayamata. This was a Kenyamata. Hey God, oh. Kenyans will come for you. Soon you hear Natasha's Kayamata. Edo pass Akwa Ibom as Penado Naedo babe. They on board now. Jaruma and rushing to tag with people on board. Yeah, Jaruma has that. Jaruma has that history of doing that. Always jumping on the bandwagon of people that are currently trending and usually trending for something bad. If people are trending on something that is bad, that's when Kayamata Sela Jaruma want to get involved. Because normally when people are trending on something good, that means there is class, there is respect, there is dignity. And those people will not want to have anything to do with Kayamata Jaruma, So there is also that fact. Let me keep going. Somebody say, Kai, Two-Face use Olonga for total destroy a good reputation. He built for years. Just look at what he's reduced himself to. And then somebody commented and said, see what they reduced this man to. These are the kind of things that really irks me, okay? This is a grown man, for goodness sakes. This is a grown man. Like he put himself in this situation. What is all these bleeding hearts talking about? Kai, look at what they have reduced this man to. If there is any reducing going on here, which I don't think there is, they are all on the same level of madness. But if there is any reducing going on here, it's Two-Face that did it to himself now. Why is everybody blaming the woman? Again, this is embedded in our society to always blame the woman. A man that lacks integrity, a man that lacks self-control will always see wetin go see now. That's just how it is. Can we stop with the blaming, women blaming? Stop it. Somebody says Annie is somewhere recovering, and here is Two-Face enjoying himself without caring about how all this will affect her. If there is one thing I learned from this saga, it's that men will always choose themselves first. My heart goes out to Annie. She will definitely come out of this stronger because it's not a crime to love your husband. She was just unfortunate to be involved with a selfish man. I agree with some of your comment that she was unfortunate to involve herself with a selfish man. Yeah, that's for sure. Like, Two-Face is definitely selfish. But Annie had so many opportunities throughout the years to remove herself from that situation. But she didn't remove herself, she stayed. Come on, guys, if you're watching me, please hit the like button. Annie had ample of opportunities to remove herself from that situation, but she didn't. She stayed. And that's what happens when you stay. For the wrong reason, she stayed because I don't even think it was love. And that's the thing that is not really drilling into some people. Annie staying with Tubaba as long as she did really wasn't about love. It wasn't about love. It's not because she loved him so much she couldn't just stay away. No. It became a competition. She didn't want him to be like publicly free agent, even though he's been playing away match or privately, but she didn't want him to be public free agent because back at the back of her mind, she was always thinking that Bero was going to sneak in. Even though Bero has moved on a long time ago, that one even has a relationship that she's been in for years now. But obviously, Bero and other women, including the ones that we don't even know about, are living in Annie's head rent free. It wasn't about love. It wasn't love that kept Annie there. It was that competitive nature mindset that no, I'm not going to let him go, because she really just wanted to win. Because she wanted to. I remember when, and I say this all the time, whenever there are conversation, their story comes up, I say it all the time. I remember when Annie and Tubaba got married, and obviously it went viral, and then I saw some people celebrating and saying, yeah, Annie won, Annie won. Anytime I see those comments back then, I'll just like, what did she win? A lifetime of heartbreak, a lifetime of heartache? Is that what you're celebrating as a win? A lifetime of disappointment? Do you think this man is going to change from his behavior? So what are you guys celebrating? Team Annie, we're all so happy. Yeah, she won. Bera lost. Now Bera can move on. He took Annie to the altar in Dubai. They had a destination wedding. He married her. Blah, blah, blah. But the entire time I kept thinking, what exactly did this woman win? Or, in my opinion, all she won was heartbreak, pain, eternal, like, misery. And we're seeing that play out now. And that those things really got into her head that, yes, she won. And then she spent the remainder of the marriage trying to hold on to something that she should not even be holding on to. Something that was donezo a long time ago. That marriage did not stand a chance in hell. The truth has to be said. Their marriage did not stand a chance in hell. So trying to hold on, trying to make it work is you just prolonging the inevitable. It will surely, surely crash. And it has now crashed. So imagine, had she not been on the cast of Young, Famous, and African this season, with all the things that were happening and everything, people would not have known that, Tubaba would not have been forced or pressured by Natasha. I'm guessing it was Natasha, to come out and announce that they are no longer an item, they are no longer together. So again, what exactly did she win other than years and years and years of unhappiness, heartache, heartbreak, pain? Imagine wasting time with this person who could never love you. Never. He doesn't have it in him to love. Like, selfish. And a bunch of misguided people are celebrating that, oh, he took her to the altar, then it's a win. Come on, we can do better as a society. Come on now. Because to me, that's complete BS. Okay. So somebody said, honorable will not get honor. So now waiting to Baba still settle for. His life is about to get messy. So it will get messier. I agree. Because this Natasha person, oh my gosh, this Natasha person is going to stain to Baba's white. Like, it's so obvious. Natasha is not the one. Like, she's going to stain to Baba's shirt. Because you can see that she's cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. Like, you can see it. You know what I mean? So that's like, that goes without saying that she's going to. But at the end of the day, Now the food, there's a saying in my dialect, let me translate it in pidgin that says, now the food way hungry you, now you buy chop. Now the food way hungry to baba, now you to baba buy chop. And this notion of always blaming the women, oh my gosh, Natasha is so bad, Natasha is this. Can we stop that, please? Can we stop blaming the women into Baba's lives for what has become of his life? Like, if you look at Annie and look at maybe, I don't know, we don't know how many other women that we can compare in this situation. But who's to say that Tupaba is not a toxic person who's attracted to toxic women as well? Who's to say that's not the case, that he's really attracted to toxic women and that's all he cares about? And or maybe he will even meet some women who are level-headed, and then because of his hunger, because of his own toxicity, automatically or ultimately turn those women into like toxic beings too. Who's to say that's not the case? Who's to say he's not a toxic person? How many of you have been in a relationship or even just friendship with people, and prior to meeting those people, you used to consider yourself as somebody that was level-headed, somebody that was very gentle, meek, and whatever, but within a short time, within a short period of knowing that person, you notice that your life has completely changed. Like, you're now more aggressive in the way you speak, you're not more forceful. That nature that you have always been, like, is slowly disappearing. And you have to look back and say, okay, wait, maybe is this person that I'm in a relationship with that is bringing out this nastiness about me that I don't want. I don't like this. I don't want to be this person. And when you notice that, an emotionally intelligent person will do what? An emotionally intelligent person will walk away from that situation. You don't stick around, or some women who will misguidedly take it upon themselves to change the person. Oh, I'm going to change them. I'm going to make them better. No, they will only end up changing you. Not only will they change you, they will end up making you a bitter person. They will turn you into somebody that is bitter, angry, miserable. Yeah. Those people, you are not their savior. You are not the Mother Teresa that is supposed to come and change their lives. No. They can work on themselves. You can point out their flaws. If those things are bothering you so much and you're seeing how they are impeding your ability to like coexist with them or even be in a situationship with them, then you let them know that I'm going to cut you off if you do not change from this behavior. You have to change or I'm going to cut you off. But don't take it upon yourself to try to change them, because it's not your job. It's not your job to change. Usually adult people who are already set in their ways, you want to come and change them. That is an exercise in futility. It will never work. It will never, like I said, they will only end up changing you from the person that you have always been, that even people who are in your life outside of them will be so shocked and surprised at the transformation and thinking, oh my gosh, what happened to you? Why have you changed so much? So be very mindful, So who's to say he's not a toxic person? Who's to say he's not the toxic one in the relationship? Changing all these women or gravitating towards women that are toxic. Maybe semi-toxic, not toxic all the way, but he has, by his behavior, the ability to like transform them into something that they themselves won't even recognize because of his behavior. Somebody that is selfish, somebody that is a narcissist, do you think, no matter how mild-mannered you are, you think you can coexist, you can be in a relationship with a toxic, narcissistic person? Good luck. They will only change you, and you will live the rest of your life regretting it. Regretting the time that you wasted with them, number one. regretting how you let them do what they did to you, regretting why you didn't move on when you first noticed. So be wise, okay? And stop all this blaming women. Let's stop blaming Annie. Let's stop blaming Natasha. Let's stop blaming whoever it is that is going to come after Natasha, because trust and believe me, I know this is not the end. First of all, this is not going to work. This nonsense. Baba knows why he is holding on for as long as he's holding on. For as long as he's held on, he knows why he's doing it. Maybe he's still hoping that he can collect some of that politics money. By the time he realizes that Natasha doesn't have shishi, na dry shit, then Natasha nyash, he will move on to somebody else who is so enamored by the what's the word I'm looking for? By the image, the perception that they have of Baba. It's like when you're on the outside looking in and you're seeing this life that he and Annie have been portraying, or just his success in music or whatever. You might be fantasizing as a woman, thinking, oh my gosh, I wish I had married him. I wish I could marry him, and blah, blah, blah. And then by the time, you have the misfortune, because that's not fortune, that's misfortune. By the time you have the misfortune of engaging or being in a relationship with him, soon enough you realize that, oh my gosh, this really was a misfortune. I never should have had anything to do with this man. Okay, this is just one of those situations where things are not exactly how they see. On the outside, you look at things and everything look rosy and beautiful, but on the inside, it is madness, it is chaos. And people will learn, So, yeah, maybe he's a toxic person. Maybe he needs to work on himself. Maybe he's the one turning those women into raving mad people because they had the misfortune of being in his life. Anyways, that's all I wanted to share today. You people need to leave all these women alone. He clearly has a type. Baba, and that's another thing I want everybody to keep in mind. He clearly has a type. Because men are the chase, like somebody told me a long time ago, men are the chasers, or how was it that this clown said it? Men are I forget the way the person said it. The men are the ones that goes after women. So if you are a man and after spending maybe a few times with this person, maybe 1, 2, or 3 dates, you started to see that this woman is exemplifying certain characteristics and certain behavior that are not sitting well with you. What do you do as a man, being the one who does the chasing? You move on. But if a woman is behaving in a way and you like it, then you stick around. Maybe those are the kind of women that he likes. Crazy, toxic, psychotic ones. Who knows? But anyways, that's just my little lecture. I didn't even want this video to go on for as long as it did. But yeah, this needed to be said. Thank you guys so much for being here. Like and share if you care. I'll catch you later. Bye.